Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Podcast, day 28 of the 30-Day English Challenge.
Day 28. Yesterday, we weighed pros and cons. Today, we're building on that with something a little more personal, giving a complex opinion.
Complex opinion. How's that different from just an opinion?
Great question. Today's topic is what's your take? And it's really about giving an opinion that's backed by real reasons, not just a simple like or dislike.
Oh, I see the difference. Back on day 9, we practiced simple opinions, like, I think this show is good. This feels like a step further than that.
Exactly right. A simple opinion says what you think. A complex opinion says what you think and why, with more than one solid reason behind it.
Honestly, my opinions usually stop at, I just think so, and then I have no idea how to actually back it up.
I just think so is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence, and honestly, not much explaining at all.
Exactly why today matters, I guess.
Right, we're going to build a structure that makes your opinions sound genuinely thought through, not just a quick gut reaction.
Before the structure, let's talk about where this actually comes up, because it's more than just casual chatting, right?
Definitely. Discussions about current topics like the rise of AI in everyday life or how remote work is changing careers come up constantly in conversation, at work, and online.
Oh, and class discussions, too. Being asked to share your opinion and actually justify it with real reasoning.
True. And there's a big difference between a professor accepting, I don't know, I just feel like it, and actually wanting two solid reasons.
A very big difference from personal experience.
Right. And there's also online comments and discussions, job interviews asking about your views on industry trends, and honestly, just deeper conversations with friends about things that actually matter to you.
Oh, and family discussions, too, about bigger life topics, where a well-reasoned opinion tends to land a lot better than just a strong reaction.
Exactly. Complex opinions show up anywhere someone genuinely wants to understand what you think, and more importantly, why.
Oh, podcasts too, honestly. This entire episode is really us modeling exactly what we're teaching, opinions and reasons back and forth.
True, though hopefully we're setting a slightly better example than I just think so.
And book clubs too, or discussing a movie afterward, where a simple, I liked it, never quite satisfies anyone in the group.
Exactly. Someone always asks, but why? And suddenly you need real reasons, not just a quick reaction.
Okay, before the structure, one more question. Is there a cultural side to this too?
Actually, yes, and it connects a lot to what we covered on day 23, debating politely. In a lot of English-speaking discussions, opinions with multiple well-supported reasons are taken far more seriously than a single emotional reaction.
Even for something you feel really strongly about?
Especially then, actually. Strong feelings are completely valid, but pairing them with real reasoning makes your opinion far more persuasive and honestly easier for others to genuinely engage with.
Oh, that's such a useful thing to know. It's not about hiding how you feel, just backing it up with something solid.
Exactly. And on genuinely complex topics, acknowledging that other views exist, even while stating your own clearly, tends to land as more thoughtful, not weaker.
That's such a useful mindset. Okay, now I really want the structure. What is it?
It's simple. A good complex opinion has four parts: your opinion, a first reason, a second reason, and a nuance or closing thought.
The opinion, two reasons, and a closing thought. Let's try one.
Ready? In my opinion, AI tools are genuinely making daily life easier, even if a little concerning at times. Firstly, they save a huge amount of time on repetitive tasks. Secondly, they make information far more accessible to everyone. That said, I do think we need to be thoughtful about privacy and how much we rely on them.
See, opinion, AI tools helping daily life. Reason 1, saving time. Reason 2, accessible information. Closing, a genuine, balanced caveat.
Let's do another one. Personally, I think remote work has been a genuinely positive shift for a lot of people. Firstly, it gives people more control over their own schedules. Secondly, it removes a lot of stressful daily commute for a lot of workers. That said, I understand it's not ideal for every role or every personality.
That's such a well-rounded opinion. It clearly states a position, but doesn't pretend the topic is completely simple.
Exactly, that's the goal. A clear stance, solid reasoning, and honest awareness that the full picture is a little more complicated.
I also noticed something. Firstly, and secondly, keep the two reasons really clearly organized instead of just blending together.
Exactly right. Those small organizing words make it so much easier for a listener to actually follow your reasoning step by step.
Can we try one more, just the two of us, before moving to different personas?
Sure, let's talk about social media's role in friendships. I'd say social media has genuinely helped me stay closer to friends who've moved away. Firstly, it makes it easy to share small, everyday moments, not just big news. Secondly, it removes a lot of the pressure around timing since you can respond whenever you're free. That said, I do think it can't fully replace real, in-person connection.
Notice the closing thought again, genuinely acknowledging a limitation without weakening the actual opinion at all.
Exactly. That honest nuance is really what separates a thoughtful opinion from just a one-sided defense.
Can we try one more example, maybe from a different kind of person, just so listeners really understand?
Sure, let's imagine a student sharing an opinion on social media's effect on attention spans. Personally, I think social media has made it genuinely harder for people my age to focus for long periods. Firstly, the constant notifications train your brain to expect quick, frequent rewards. Secondly, short-form videos have shortened what feels like a normal amount of content to consume at once. That said, I don't think it's the only factor involved.
Opinion, social media affecting focus, reason 1, notifications, reason 2, short-form content habits, closing, acknowledging other factors too.
And one more, someone sharing an opinion about fast fashion. In my opinion, the fast fashion industry causes more harm than most people realize. Firstly, it produces an enormous amount of textile waste each and every year. Secondly, working conditions in a lot of factories remain genuinely concerning. That said, I understand affordability is a real practical issue for a lot of people too.
That closing thought is so important. It shows real awareness instead of just judging people's choices from a distance.
Right. And notice, none of these examples sounded preachy or one-sided. Just a clear opinion, solid reasoning, and honest awareness of complexity.
That's really reassuring. I always thought a strong opinion meant sounding completely certain, with zero room for nuance at all.
Not at all. A confident opinion paired with honest nuance actually sounds far more mature and convincing than blind certainty ever does.
Okay, your turn. Pause the episode and give your opinion on a current topic with 2 reasons using the 4-part structure: opinion, reason 1, reason 2, and a closing thought. Ready? Go!
Nice job. Now, here's a small tip. If your 2 reasons feel a little similar, try to pick reasons from genuinely different angles instead.
What do you mean by different angles?
I mean, one reason about time and another about cost feels more well-rounded than 2 reasons that are both secretly about the exact same idea.
Oh, that's such a good distinction. 2 truly different reasons make the whole opinion feel a lot solid.
Exactly. That kind of variety is really what makes an opinion feel thoroughly considered, not just repeated for emphasis.
Could you give a quick example using our AI example from earlier?
Sure. It saves time and it makes tasks faster are basically the same idea twice. But it saves time and it makes information more accessible. That's 2 genuinely different angles.
Oh, that's such a clear example. One's about speed, the other's about access. Completely different benefits.
Exactly. And that kind of variety is really what makes an opinion feel thoroughly considered, not just repeated for emphasis.
Mr. B, what mistakes do people usually make when giving complex opinions? I feel like I've made a few of these myself already.
Good question. Mistake number 1. Giving an opinion with absolutely no reasons at all. Similar to what we joked about at the start of the episode.
Guilty, exactly like my habit of, I just think so.
Right. That tells the listener what you think, but gives them nothing at all to actually engage with.
Okay, mistake 1, no reasons. What's next?
Mistake number 2. Giving only one reason when the challenge specifically asks for 2 genuinely different ones.
Oh, that's such an easy thing to do when you're speaking quickly and the first reason just feels like enough.
Completely understandable. But a second, genuinely different reason makes the whole opinion feel far more thoroughly considered.
What's mistake number 3?
Mistake number 3, being overly absolute on a genuinely complex topic with zero acknowledgement that other views might exist.
Right, like speaking as if your opinion is simply a universal, undeniable fact.
Exactly. And on a genuinely complex topic, that kind of certainty can actually make your opinion feel less credible, not more.
Okay, mistake number 4?
Mistake number 4, using vague reasons that don't actually connect logically to your opinion at all.
Right, like saying, I just feel like it's true, dressed up to sound like an actual reason.
Exactly. A genuine reason should clearly explain why you believe what you believe, not just restate the opinion in different words.
Is there a mistake number 5? There's always one more.
There is. Mistake number 5. Sounding dismissive or combative toward other viewpoints, especially on a genuinely current, sometimes sensitive topic.
Oh, that connects a lot to day 23 too, doesn't it? Debating politely, even while clearly disagreeing.
Exactly. A strong, clear opinion and genuine respect for other views can absolutely exist at the exact same time.
Quick bonus thought. Is it okay to say your opinion has changed recently, or does that make you seem less confident?
Not at all, actually. Saying I used to think X, but now I lean more toward Y usually sounds thoughtful, not wishy-washy.
That's reassuring. I think I sometimes avoid mentioning that my opinion changed just to seem more consistent.
Genuinely updating your view when you learn something new is a sign of real thinking, not weakness at all.
5 mistakes, 5 easy fixes, plus 1 bonus reassurance about changing your mind. Okay, one more question. Does giving a complex opinion change depending on the situation? Formal versus casual?
Great question. Yes. In a formal situation like a class discussion or a professional meeting, you stay structured, evidence-based, and genuinely measured.
Like, I'd argue that remote work arrangements generally improve productivity primarily due to reduced commuting time and fewer daily interruptions.
Exactly. Clear, professional, and grounded in specific, genuine reasoning.
And in a casual situation, like chatting with friends about a current topic?
In a casual situation, you can relax completely. Honestly, I think AI is kind of amazing, but also a little scary sometimes, you know? Like, it saves so much time, but where does it actually end?
Where does it actually end? Such a genuine, casual way to voice a real, complicated feeling.
It's true. Casual opinions can be a little messier and more emotional, while formal ones stay structured and measured.
So, formal opinions stay structured and evidence-based, and casual ones can be honest, relaxed, and a little more emotional.
Exactly. Same four-part structure underneath, just a very different tone depending on who's listening.
Can we try one more, maybe on environmental habits, since we touched on fast fashion earlier?
Sure. Formally, in a class discussion, I'd argue that individual consumer choices, while meaningful, are ultimately less impactful than systemic change from larger companies and policy.
Casually, chatting with a friend, I try to buy less stuff I don't need, but honestly, I don't think that alone is going to fix anything huge.
Honestly, I don't think that alone is going to fix anything huge. Such an honest, slightly self-aware, casual way to voice a real, complicated feeling.
It's true. Formal opinions lean on structure and bigger picture reasoning. Casual ones can just admit the honest, complicated feeling underneath. Let's practice that difference. Pause again and share the same opinion 2 ways, once formally, once casually. Go ahead. Great job, everyone. Okay, let's move to word tour.
Word 1, viewpoint. This means a way of thinking about a particular topic. Example, that's an interesting viewpoint.
Word 2, controversial. This means causing disagreement or strong differing opinions. Example, it's a pretty controversial topic, honestly.
Word 3, justified. This means supported by good reason. Example, I think that opinion is well justified.
Word 4, skeptical. This means having doubts, not easily convinced. Example, I'm a little skeptical about that claim.
Word 5, arguably. This means it can be reasonably argued that something is true. Example, it's arguably the better option overall.
Word 6, overall. This means considering everything, in general. Example, overall, I think it's a positive change.
Word 7, legitimate. This means reasonable and valid. Example, that's a completely legitimate concern.
Word 8, debatable. This means open to discussion or dispute. Example, honestly, that part is still debatable.
Word 9, stance. This means a position or opinion on something. Example, what's your stance on this exactly?
And word 10, rational. This means based on reason rather than emotion. Example, let's try to stay rational about this.
One bonus word, polarizing. This means causing sharp division into opposing opinions. Example, it's honestly a pretty polarizing topic.
11 great words. Try using 2 or 3 of them the next time you're sharing an opinion. Now let's move to say it better.
Instead of saying, I think, you can say, in my opinion.
Instead of saying, that's just how it is, you can say, that's arguably the case, though it's worth considering other angles.
Instead of saying, I'm right, you can say, I think my view is fairly well supported.
Instead of saying, that's a stupid opinion, you can say, I see it quite differently, to be honest.
Instead of saying, it's complicated, you can say, it's actually more complex than it looks at first.
Instead of saying, everyone agrees, you can say, a lot of people seem to agree, though not everyone.
And instead of saying, that's final, you can say, that's where I currently stand, at least for now.
That last one sounds so much more open than just a flat, that's final.
Small changes, but they sound so much more thoughtful and so much more genuinely open to further conversation.
I really love, though it's worth considering other angles. It sounds confident, but still genuinely open-minded at the same time.
Exactly. That balance, confident but still open, is honestly the whole heart of a genuinely good, complex opinion.
Okay, quick recap before the challenge. Your opinion, a first reason, a second reason, and a closing thought or nuance.
And remember the small fixes too. Always include reasons, aim for 2 genuinely different ones, avoid sounding overly absolute, keep your reasons logical, and stay respectful of other views.
4 simple parts, and suddenly sharing a real opinion feels a lot less risky and a lot more like genuine, thoughtful conversation.
Exactly. Now for the most important part, today's challenge.
Here it is. Today, give your opinion on a current topic with 2 reasons using the 4-part structure. Your opinion, reason 1, reason 2, and a closing thought.
And remember, 2 genuine reasons said clearly and calmly are far more persuasive than 10 confident words with nothing solid behind them.
I love that. From I just think so to a real, thoughtful, well-reasoned opinion.
Well said. And remember, this is English Podcast. Simple English, real life, every day.
See you tomorrow for day 29.
Bye for now, and good luck sharing that next big opinion.